Hello everyone, this is Razorflamekun and welcome back to Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction Let's Play. In the previous episode, we defeated the High Council in Travancore, crafted Khalim's Will, and destroyed the Compelling Orb, allowing us entrance to the Durance of Hate level 1. Before I enter though, I'm just going to head straight into the quest log, and now we're heading into the Durance of Hate level 1, and what we have to do now is search for Mephisto in his Durance, in this dungeon here. And that's what we're going to do. So, this is going to be if I remember correctly, this is going to be, since this is the last dungeon of this part of the game, it's going to be, I'm guessing it's going to be fairly long, and there are new enemies that we're going to have to fight, including these maulers. And I'll point out other, we have these undead Stygian dolls as well, including a, oh wow, meteor, holy crap. Including, looks like a unique monster right away. Not a super unique, just a regular unique monster. And pretty much, this dungeon is going to be fairly linear. I mean, there isn't too much to it. There are going to be some branching paths, but you should take this dungeon seriously since this is the last dungeon of the act. It's the last place you can go in this act. So just keep that in mind and proceed with caution through this dungeon, as you are bound to find quite a few monsters along the way. We're going to be finding cadavers, which are upgraded versions of the monster we saw previously. So just destroy them all and then continue on. Over here we have some chests and stuff, and as previously mentioned, it's actually good to explore the entire area because you can get some pretty nice items from this dungeon. And I actually got a crown shield, which is paladin only, 30 defense, pretty close to what I have in terms of defense, but still not that great. Just doing a little bit of reorganizing here, but now we're just going to continue heading up, opening chests up as we find them, and just continuing along in this area in general. Our goal in this video is going to be to actually get to the second level of the dungeon and find the waypoint. That's where I'm going to leave off this video. So you already know where the ending of this video is going to be, it's going to be there's going to be a fair amount of playing there's going to be a fair amount of content in this video because, as I said, this dungeon is pretty long. As you can probably notice, I've explored a fairly decent... Oh, there's the Durance of Fate level 2 already. That's good, but we're going to head back because I want to explore the remainder of this area first. I'm not going to... also, I want to apologize for the lack of video uploading that I've been doing in the past week or two, as this is recorded on the 14th of January, and it's the first recording session that I've done in the new year. I have not recorded anything in, I'd want to say 3 weeks, and for that I want to apologize as I get back into the swing of things. And I'm doing that with this video, with these past 2 videos that I actually recorded today. Anyways, one thing to mention about the maulers is that they can actually stun you, so you want to be fairly careful about that, because if they stun you, you won't be able to do anything. You're pretty much stunned, and you have to wait for it to wear off. So just keep that in mind, and just be a little bit careful when dealing with them. The cadavers as usual, they leave behind poison clouds. So you just want to avoid the poison and move on past them. And it is a good idea to explore the entire area, because this dungeon will give you a pretty decent amount of experience and loot if you explore the entire dungeon. And as I've been doing in the previous dungeons of this game, I like showing the entire dungeon if possible, and that's what I'm doing in at least this dungeon, and that's what I'm planning on doing in this dungeon, is showing the entire dungeon. And as such, that might take a bit, but I just want you to go ahead and bear with me as I go through the entire dungeon, because it's good for experience, and it's just good overall because you can get good loot and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what you want to do, is explore the entire dungeon, because the loot you can get is pretty nice. Or I should say the loot you could potentially get would be fairly nice. Now what was that? Okay, that was just a blade. That's not a very good item, so I'm just going to ignore that item. And there's some chests here that I missed. Oh, a lot of chests in this room. Oh, damaged pylum. That's going to be taken. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to be heading back to town now. Really quickly, just heading to Ormus and holding down control so that I can just sell these items quickly. One thing I do need to do is identify that and identify that. And we're just going to sell every item that we have except for this. I'm going to keep this. Never mind, I'm going to sell it. And there we go. We got another 11,000 gold for us. I am going to go ahead and stock back up on scrolls again. And I also should go stock up on keys, so I'm going to go do that really quick. And while I'm down here, I can repair my equipment as well. As you may have noticed, there are a lot of chests that are locked, so just keep that in mind and make sure you keep your stock of keys up. And then we're going to be heading straight back into where we were, which is the Durance of Hate. So let's head back in. And let's see, is there anything else in this room? Nope, nothing else in this room. So there's one final room that we need to go through, and is right here. There's a stash in here, a chest right there, and a few maulers to deal with. But overall, this looks like a fairly straightforward room, and this also looks like it's not going to take very long to get through. I thought this floor would be a lot larger, or take a lot longer than it did. So I'm kind of surprised that it didn't take as long as it did. And since we've taken care of the this entire floor of the dungeon, we are going to be heading down to the second floor. So let's head down to the second floor and let us find the waypoint, because that is going to be very important. And good, I just wanted to make sure that I was actually walking and not running, so that my my stamina could recover. And we're going to go ahead and head down to the Durance of Hate level 2. So now this is also going to be a fairly large floor. So just go around this floor. There's going to be some dead ends that you're going to have to deal with. So just keep that in mind, that you may have to deal with some rather annoying dead ends. Like both of those were dead ends, but there's some baskets and stuff around that you can deal with. And okay, here we go. This is where we need to go. I was stuck there for a little bit, but found my way through. And now we're gonna continue heading through this dungeon. fighting some more maulers and some other stuff. And as always, you want to make sure that you you open up all of the stashes and all of the chests that you find, because that is where the majority of the loot that you're going to find is going to come from. And it looks like we have another minion monster right here. Lightning enchanted, wonderful. So when you're fighting lightning enchanted monsters, they're pretty much, you just want to avoid their, you can either avoid their lightning, or you can actually just fight through their lightning and use a healing potion to get through that portion. And that's pretty much all you have to do with them. It's fairly straightforward. Right down here, there's some more items that you can get, and I'm kind of hoping to find the waypoint fairly soon. I mean, it's not going to take that long because this dungeon has a fairly set amounts. What I'm trying to say is it has a set size. Thank you. And as you may notice, I'm having trouble speaking because this is the first time I've recorded in quite a while, so I apologize if my commentary is lackluster in this episode. That's going to be my downfall, I think, in... Ooh, a rare short staff. That's going to be my downfall in the next few videos, I think, anyways. We're gonna go through here and just continue fighting monsters as we search for the waypoint. And as I previously mentioned, I think this is a good area for, yeah, looks like this is a pretty decent area for leveling up. I'm not sure exactly, nope. Let me see. I'm not sure exactly how much experience I'm getting per fight. We'll find out right here. Looks like about 550, 600 experience apiece. And considering the number of enemies that we're fighting, I actually think that this is going to be a pretty good place to level up. In fact, I'm going to try and level up before I actually fight Mephisto, because Mephisto is a fairly difficult boss, if I remember. Although I haven't fought him in quite a while. It's been probably... It's been at least a year or two since I fought him last, so... I pretty much remember the strategy I used for him. And I mean, it's not that difficult to figure out a strategy for fighting a boss in this game. It just takes a little bit of patience. But right here, here's the waypoint. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. In the next episode, we are going to go through and defeat Mephisto, hopefully. So until next time, this has been Razorflamekun. May all of your days shine brightly.